So, this weekend we had the Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering set pre-release event, and we had 2 pre-release tournaments this weekend. We started with one on Friday. We had another smaller one on Saturday. They went really, really well. And everybody was really, really hyped for this set, right? I will start by saying the art is beautiful. Even my wife, who's not a big Magic person, she was like, ooh, it's so pretty. And she went and bought packs yesterday.
Heard Pat Crinkles over there, like, what are you doing? Nothing.
So she's starting to get into that. But so she really enjoys the art for this set. It's a very pretty set. There's a lot of fun mechanics with it. People seem to really be liking it. But what we're really here to talk about is this. So for those that may have missed it, there is the One Ring. Obviously, there's always been the One Ring. Now, they've got a certain set of the One Ring, which is like serialized, which is like the 300 for the elves and 900 for the dwarves and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But what Magic did was they printed one single One Ring card, right? And they've showed what it looks like, and they've said that it is going to be seeded into a random collector booster pack somewhere in the wild.
Collector boosters specifically.
So obviously we get the collector booster boxes, which are there, and then in a few weeks the new gift bundle comes out, and there will be 1 collector booster pack per gift bundle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the way they've always done the gift bundles.
Okay.
So,
okay.
So here's where we want to go with this. I think this is the silliest, dumbest gimmick ever.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Why? I mean, I get it from a like ha-ha gag standpoint, right? But why do it? Chat's saying it's for the whales. Here's the only reason I disagree. I think they're going to get a lot of whales who are going to come after it. And I think that it's silly. And here's the reason why. This thing is never going to be found. I will be shocked. Shocked if it is ever found. Okay. It's going to end up in a collector booster pack at a random Fred Meyer in the middle of Iowa. Okay? And it's going to end up in that pack, and that pack's going to go on clearance because Fred Meyer's clearing old stock. And some 11-year-old's going to get his parents to buy him that pack, and he's not going to know what he's opening. And it's going to end up in his pocket, and mom and dad's going to wash it, and they're going to go, oh, look, trash. And it's going to go into the garbage, and it will never, never be found.
As would be appropriate for the One Ring.
As would be appropriate for the One Ring. But that's why I think it's kind of mean to do to their whales and to do to their community.
So, heard a lot of speculation about, because the licensing for this was probably quite expensive.
I'm sure.
And I'm sure that they kind of had to do this to make their money back on that licensing. I think it's a great set. You know, chat saying, like, you know, aside from the whole gimmick with the One Ring, like, it's a beautiful set. It is certainly, as a whole, a step forward for Magic. Art-wise, like, mechanics-wise, my God, we can get into that sometime. These cards are crazy powerful. But, yeah, like what?
What's the point?
It's a new thing. It's something fun. It's something to drive interest. A lot of headlines about it.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's bad necessarily, but I think you're right. Some kid's going to find
Kelsey's saying the worst of all worlds is some bully beats up a kid and steals, rips off that kid and sells it for millions. What's actually worse? What's actually worse than that is that it's some kid who thinks he has the One Ring and he's just got one of the standard One Rings, and that he gets beat up for something that's not actually even that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably. Probably so. They've gotten so much press from it. Yeah, they've gotten a lot of press from it.
Yes, and I've seen a bunch of troll stuff of people be like, I found the One Ring. No, they haven't. My wife has actually asked me a couple of times if anybody has found the One Ring card, and I'm like, nope. I keep checking. Even if they had found it this weekend, I don't think we would know yet. Because here's the thing. If, let's say it is a collector, somebody smart or a player who pulls it, and they're like, shit, I've got this. Your first call is to Magic. Your first call is to Wizards of the Coast and go, you need to authenticate this.
Yeah.
Right? You need to authenticate that I have the One Ring. And it's going to take a bit of time. It's kind of like winning the lottery. right?
Yeah.
You know how like when people win the lottery, they're like, there was a winner last night. You don't find out who it was for like 3 weeks because that person's hiring a lawyer and a financial advisor and,
Right.
you know.
We find there's some huge store like SCG has it and isn't talking about it yet. That's possible too. I know there's a lot of stores that, like us, but to a larger scale, will open the packs to resell them.
Yeah, they will open the packs to resell. And we did. We opened 2 boxes and we resold a bunch of TCG singles this weekend out of the box.
Here's what, and I know some of you have heard me say this, you've heard me say this. Here's what you do, given Wizards' business practices. If you pull the One Ring, you call Wizards and you say, hey, I pulled it, and I know that you're selling a lot of packs over this, people hunting for it. If I announce and come forward that I've pulled the One Ring,
They'll stop buying.
people will stop buying. So, hey, Wizards, if you want to pony up some money, maybe I'll be quiet. Now, you might think, like, that's really mean, that's really rude, and it's extortion. Yeah, but this is also a company that sent Pinkertons.
Yeah,
so, like,
I'm okay with somebody pulling that move.
I would feel bad slightly about that for like giving people hope and having them continue to buy those cards, but also, I
think it's I think it's a silly concept. Yeah, unless you're clout chasing, you wouldn't want anyone to know it's you. Here's the thing: anybody that does it is gonna be clout chasing. Like if you come forward, it would be clout chasing. That's all it is. Again, I firmly believe that it will never be found. It will just disappear into the ether because there's only one, right? If there was 20 of them, like if Magic said, hey, we printed 20 of these,
you'd find 12 of them.
You'd find between 8 and 12 of them.
Yeah.
The fact that there's only one is what makes me believe that they're never going to find it.
If I were if I were a kid and this came out, it is exciting, but it would be even more exciting because I don't know about Wizards' business practices as a kid. I'm just like, this is such a cool idea. But since I work at a game store and I kind of understand distribution and business practices now I'm kind of like, oh, well.
If you haven't found, those collector boxes are going to be worth money. Yes, if it's not found, I would say if it's not found in the next 3 months, and really it might not be a bad investment, if you were to buy collector boxes and not open them, and if it's not found, I mean, you're gambling here. You're gambling.
It is gambling.
You're gambling, but let's say you buy like 4 collector boxes, right? And it's not found in the next 3 to 6 months. Don't open them, just sit on them.
I was going to say, you know who might have it and might not know?
Who?
Ryan. Because he doesn't open his boxes. He
Oh.
keeps them, which is how the whole Martin thing happened with that crazy card.
Yeah, so.
Probably it might be in a box that someone just has up in their closet.
Yep. And again, and here's the thing. That's why I say, like, if you were to buy the collector boxes now, wait 6 months, see if it gets found. Because if it doesn't get found, those collector boxes are going to spike in value. They're going to be $1,000 each, right? Minimum, right? People are going to pay it. Again, the longer this goes on, the more those collector boxes are going to be worth. On the off chance that somebody's sitting in a collector pack somewhere, that's the other option. If it's found, I don't think it's going to be found for months and months and months and months. Somebody over the weekend when we were having all the different release events was talking about they think that Magic seeded it in a gift bundle. And when they explain their logic to that, because gift bundles are going to be bought by players and collectors, right?
We have a hard time just keeping bundles on the shelf.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So, and the gift bundles are actually the same thing. Anytime we brought in the gift bundles, they're gone. We will be opening up pre-orders for those pretty soon, as soon as we know exactly how many we're getting. And I'm sure all the gift bundles will sell before we actually get them. And we'll announce that in store. Yeah, I could see the logic of seeding it in a gift bundle. It's less likely to go sit on a shelf for a really long time.
Yeah.
It's more likely to be purchased at a game shop, right, by a player or collector.
Here's something that I thought about. Given what we had, if you haven't seen the McMillions documentary on HBO about the McDonald's monopoly, go watch that. Given what happened with Fusion Strike, I have a percentage belief that somebody at the printer just took it.
So the only reason I don't think so is because there's this one, because it has the security feature on it, and because of what happened with Epilogue, with March of the Machines Epilogue Aftermath. I would be willing to bet money that a Wizards executive physically went there, watched them print the card, ensure that the security feature was on the card, because we know there's a UV security feature on it to ensure that it is. Magic has said that only a few people at Wizards even know what the security feature is, right? And it's their method of authenticating the card, and it's to prevent forgeries, which is good.
I'll take that bet.
I think that they probably seeded the pack themselves.
Maybe I would hope so, but I would also take you up on that bet. I kind of think if we do find it, that in like 3 months we're going to find out. Maybe not 3 months. Maybe in a documentary years down the line we'll find out that somebody from the printer took it. I'll bet you $20 and I'll pay you in 5 years, or vice versa.
Deal. You haven't missed much, Dad. We're talking about the 1/1 ring from the new Lord of the Rings set.
What's on the line?
I mean, here's the thing. Right now, I've seen legitimate online offers for the 1/1 ring for $2 million.
Yeah,
that's really what people are saying it's going to go for right now.
Yeah, $20.
$20? Yeah, I'll bet you $20. It didn't go to a printer.
Okay.
I'll bet you the $20. So your bet is that a printer snagged it. We'll find out in 3 months. Yeah. My bet is that it's never found. Which, as somebody pointed out in the chat, fits the allure of the One Ring. Yeah. Like, it makes sense.
Okay.
That or some kid who's like Gollum is like, my precious. And you'll just never know because it's sitting in a card in a hard sleeve in a top loader somewhere in somebody's house.
And you know what? Good for that kid. Kid, I hope that you find it whenever you're like 25 and the housing market in the U.S. is up to $2 million for a shack, and you're like, cool, I could put a roof over my head. You got it,
It's at your mom's house.
Hey nerds, thanks for watching. Visit gamersheavenpnw.com for our merch store, which you can get cool shirts like this and rep some of my awesome art. Also, like and subscribe for more content so we can make more videos for you.